147. We'll now talk about the U.S. Women's National Team. And yes, I did wear some United States soccer gear here today in honor of us talking about the women's side. Yes, I know the men are a big conversation right now. World Cup is right around the corner, and we have a lot to say, a lot of it probably on the negative side about that.
Speak for yourself.
Fair point.
I mean, negative in the sense of, well, I don't, whatever. Okay, that's a whole nother conversation for another day. But today we talk women's soccer, and we talked about the greatest women's soccer moments of all time here back on Monday. And, you know, the women's national team holds an honor that no other team can hold, which is they are the first ever World Cup champions in the history of women's soccer. And so they've won it 3 times? Right? No, 4 times, right? Yeah, 4. So 1991, 1999, 2015, 2019.
Yes.
I think those are the four times, right?
Yeah.
So obviously the men's side, we haven't even sniffed it. I mean, we've been in the World Cup, but I mean, like, if we were to say how close they were, I mean, the closest they've ever been was in that quarterfinal match, Germany, right? Where we could talk about that. That is closest as they will ever get. At least, well, that's the closest they've ever been to sniffing, I guess, a World Cup final. But let's dive into. Here's my starters. First off, my formation is a 4-2-3-1. We'll talk about why that is in a second. But here it is. In goal, Hope Solo. For me, my goalkeeper needs to be not only a great shot stopper, but you got to be a little crazy. And Hope Solo meets those 2 things. Okay, so a little crazy, and I'm a goalkeeper myself, and I can say I'm a little crazy. So great shot stopper, a little crazy. Okay, my back line, left back, Brandi Chastain, Joey Fawcett, Christine Rapinoe, and then Allie Krieger. Right, those are my back 4. Fantastic. Again, I have 2 holding midfielders, Michelle Akers and Julie Ertz. All right, both those players in their day, unbelievable defenders and great getting forward. And then you talk about your midfielders, you know, the 3, Christine Lilly, Carly Lloyd, and yes, Mia Hamm out wide on the right. And then up top, Abby Wambach. Okay? Abby Wambach is a great target player. Mia Hamm has the speed and the ability to get forward and do so in ways in which she can score massive amounts of goals. You're going to say, John, well, where's Alex Morgan? Where's Alex Morgan in this?
Where is Alex Morgan?
Well, thanks, Ryan. That was more of a rhetorical question. Alex Morgan.
Well, you asked.
Alex Morgan is a phenomenal player. But if you're talking about me picking the best players on the field of all time, if you're saying I'm picking my ultimate team, Alex Morgan's coming in off the bench. Yeah, she's coming in off the bench. And so that's where I'd have her. I'd have Brianna Scurry. I'd have Elisa Naher, Becky Sauerbrunn, Carla Overbeck, Kelly O'Hare, and Kate Margroff would be my defenders off the bench. Shannon Box, Julie Foudy, Lindsay Horan, Rose Lavelle. And then my forwards would be Alex Morgan, Megan Rapinoe, Tobin Heath, and Tiffany Milbert would, again, just kind of miss out beyond the fringe. And, again, interchangeable, but this would be my starting 11 if I could pick the best players of all time.
And you got the whole bench and everything too. I didn't know we were. I didn't even know we were selecting the reserves at the same exact time because I see you got all the.
No, it just. I think especially for those who are like, why isn't Alex Morgan in there? You know, I mean, like again, it's like if you were to like,
oh yeah,
11
that's fair.
and Christian Pulisic wasn't in it, you'd be like, well, you'd have to explain yourself. I felt like I needed to explain why she's not in this lineup. Has nothing to do with her abilities. I just feel like if I was to be given this opportunity to pick the team and go out there and field the team that could be against, let's think about this. If you're doing this also against other countries that are also doing the exact same thing, right? You get to pick your best players. You know, you can't not have Mia Hamm. You can't not have Ambi Wabach. I mean, unbelievable in the air. I mean, I don't think I can. I just don't see how I could have her in there. When I also talk about the ability of Christine Lilly, who work great. 350 caps.
It's impressive.
350 caps. So that's my 11. I'm curious.
Is she the most capped player? Who's the most capped player in U.S. Women's National Team history? That's
if it's not 300.
That's the
it's
question.
gotta be her.
I'll search that up. I'll get back to you.
I don't know. Who has the most?
It says Kristen Lilly.
Yeah, Christine Lilly. There
Or
you
Christine.
go. Yeah, Christine Lilly. It's her. So there you go.
354. And then Carly Lloyd is second, 316.
So there you go. The closest person behind her is 316. My guess is after the 316, though, it's got to be like a significant drop off from there, too. No?
It's Christy Pierce at 311.
311. My God, that's a lot of games, man. I don't think there's a U.S. men's national team player that has more than 150.
Mia Hamm
I don't
is
think so.
fifth at 276.
Jeez, oh, Pete. Anyways, that's my 11. So,
Yeah, it's 164 is the most for the U.S. Ben's Kobe Jones.
So Kobe Jones has the most for the men's, 164.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, the only thing about the list, and I ran into the same issue when it came to putting together mine, was goalkeepers, but only because I think that's more of a generational question. I think if you were to go generation to generation, like you would have a different answer for that. Obviously, you have Brianna Scurry, who's regarded as one of the best in the history of the U.S. women's national team. But for me, the tough thing is when you grow up watching a certain crop of players, you begin to believe that there's no way you could have an all-time team without those players on it. Like, this is the whole like difference in the conversation when you talk about comparing different all-stars, all-time players from different generations. You run into this issue of, well, you never actually watched that other player play. Like, we see that all the time, like whenever we get into these talks about, Mike versus LeBron, like that's the same thing. Is I never actually got to watch Mike play live or in person or even on the TV for that matter. I never got to see him live. Like, all I've seen are the highlights, and like the highlights are great, but there is a big time difference between if you grow up on someone versus if you don't grow up on someone. It makes all the difference in terms of opinions on who is the greatest or who fits in what certain spot. And that's what I find, at least when it comes to the goaltender position, because I personally went with Hope Solo in that spot too. I mean, I think she's got a little crazy to her as well. Looks like we're running a 4-3-3 here. So obviously I think Hope Solo, it has to be, because you're right, a little bit of crazy. And, we were talking about our top 5 moments. She was specifically on that list for the save heard around the world. So I'm pretty confident with my back line here. Chastain, obviously unbelievable. Sauerbrunn up the middle, Ramponi, and then we have Ali Krieger out wide to the right. There were a lot of good, in terms of defense, that there were a lot of good options. As far as I've seen, that's probably the most solid of all those lists. Michelle Akers, I don't really think you can have an all-time U.S. women's national team list without including Michelle Akers. In a lot of ways, she was iconic for that team, pivotal figure in their early success, including that World Cup victory in 1991. I mean, she's kind of the OG in terms of midfielders for the U.S. women's national team. I don't think you can have an all-time list without her. And I know the first one that I gave to you did not have Michelle Akers on it, but I had to turn around and quick change that up. Carly Lloyd, for obvious reasons, powerful midfielder, goal scorer, can get forward. Achievements in multiple World Cup, multiple Olympic titles, top scorers in U.S. women's national team history. You can't have a list without Carly Lloyd. Megan Rapinoe is someone else that I think is squarely on that list as well. I mean, skill, leadership, star player in 15 and 19. But I think, obviously all of her stuff off the field might murky the waters a little bit. It might force people to look at it a little bit differently. But what I do love about Megan Rapinoe is, and you can't say that she didn't, she is a good leader. I mean, she led that team from the front. And so that's someone that I want in my locker room. Whether or not they maybe, rub shoulders with people the wrong way, they're going to force you to be accountable. They're going to force you to be stand up. And so I think that's what Rapinoe did, and in doing everything she did, not only on the field, but off the field. I think that she's someone that you need to have if you're going to go up against the greats from other countries. But Alex Morgan, obviously, we know her story. I mean, I don't think, me personally, JT, and you might think I'm wrong here, I don't think you can have a starting 11 without Alex Morgan. She was great, especially in those 2 World Cups in 15 and 19. Abby Wambach, you can't have a starting 11 without the best all-time scorer, and then Mia Hamm there at the bottom that we've already talked about as well. I mean, widely considered to be the greatest. I mean, Hamm was a record setter in goals and assists, dominant force in the 90s, early 2000s success, 2 World Cups, 2 Olympic gold medals. So, again, any way you cut whatever's going on here, or even your list as well. I don't think there's any way you could go wrong with. I mean, you just look from position to position. You just have bona fide superstars. So I don't think that front line I'm really confident about. And yeah, so that's kind of a look at mine. Again, the only real question mark in my mind was goalie, but again, this is that kind of comes down to a generational thing. I just grew up watching Hope Solo, so therefore that's the goalie that I probably have the most confidence in out of anybody.
No, it's again, I think that there's you could argue for or against Alex Morgan versus somebody else. Again, if you're talking about a single game, a singular game, right? We could, if we're talking about, hey, playing many games together, I think we interchangeable. But if you're telling me I have to go up right now with the best team I could create based on what I know about the past, and I have to play one opponent, it gives me the best chance to win. I do think that mine. I think having Alex Morgan not on the field as a starter was probably our best chance to win, and you put a workhorse out there. But again, it's an opinion-based thing. This is why we do it. It's fun. It's designed to create, maybe some people out there, having some conversations about why we did or why we didn't do something. So it's perfect.